Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Friday. Welcome back to ye old weekly beauty chit chat, the video that I like to upload most Fridays here on my channel, where I share all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was loving or obsessing about over the course of the last week. As always, I will list and link everything that I'm talking about in the description box right below this video. She's a plethora of information. So if you want to know where to purchase these things, look up price points, ingredients, other people's reviews, all of that fun jazz, check out the description box. It's always quite a bit of information down there. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great week. I had a pretty good week. I feel like it was fairly productive. Yeah, looking forward to the weekend. It's just another round of soccer games for us, and kind of fixing some things around the house. The garage door opener decided to take a dump this week, which that's annoying. It wasn't the springs. Normally, so we use our garage almost as our front door, right? Like, instead of coming in through the front door, we just come in through the garage all the time. And that, I guess, after a while does take its toll on your garage door opener. And we've actually had a couple of companies tell us to not treat our garage door as like an entrance point for our home, but do we listen? No. Anyway, so we need to get a new garage door opener. I think this one might be original to the house, which would make it like over 20 years old at this point. So anyway, that was fun. I have to actually use my front door right now, and I don't like it. Does anybody else do that? Do you use your garage as like your entrance point to your home? I don't know. Craig and I've just always done that. When we moved into our first house together, like, that's just how we came in. Now, when I lived in apartments, obviously I had to use my front door. I did not get a garage when I lived apartment life. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. I've got a lot of stuff to chat about here, and I'm going to start with my fragrance picks for the week. So I had two different brands, but very similar looking bottles, ironically enough, like very similar, even the corners kind of being cut on these rectangular bottles. Anyway, what do we have here? We have the Kaylee, I think, Vanilla 28. This is Huda Beauty's, her perfume line. Anyway, I love this Vanilla 28. This is a very nice, almost borderline vanilla extract type of vanilla. Not in, like, you know how you can sometimes smell the alcohol in vanilla extract, but like that pure vanilla extract note. I feel like I get a lot of that in this one, and I like it. I really like this particular vanilla. I've actually gone through, so I bought this and like a smaller size in a kit together. I already finished the smaller size a long time ago, and then I kind of forgot about this one because it was towards the back of my vanilla perfume collection. And finally this week I was like, oh my gosh, I need to start using this. So anyway, oh, and did you see that nice mist? Oh, this smells so good, you guys. This really does give those vanilla extract vibes. And like I said, I really like that. But anyway, I've actually been, besides wearing that on its own, which I think it's fantastic on its own, I've been pairing it with this, which is the Ellis Brooklyn Raven. Now, Ellis Brooklyn Raven is, this is a beautiful amber. This would almost, to me, be considered like a unisex type amber scent, because it's not particularly feminine, but it's also not particularly masculine smelling. It's kind of in between, and it's such a beautiful amber. Very rich and warm, and again, kind of cozy. But man, when you pair this with specifically this vanilla, you get an incredible combination. I love amber and vanilla together, and if you have both of these, you must try this combo. But if you're just in the market for a new perfume, maybe for the fall, I can highly recommend either one of these. If you're a big amber fan, you should check out this Ellis Brooklyn Raven. I know her perfumes are a little bit more spendy, but holy cannoli, are they worth it? These are beautiful, and they're quite long lasting, I find, personally. So anyway, these were my two perfume picks for the week. Speaking of smelly things, I have not been smelly because I've started wearing the Lumi whole body deodorant. Now, I first purchased this in the summer. Lumi is a more, I guess, natural deodorant, if you will. You can find this at Target. Like, Target sells Lumi products now. This is the Toasted Coconut. Now, I definitely was able to wear this in the summer, but I found myself sweating just a little bit more because, you know, it's hot and I hate the heat. I hate the summer months. They're the worst. Anyway, now that the weather has cooled down and I'm not quite as like naturally hot or sweaty most days, I've just started putting this on instead of my Dove antiperspirant. And I'm actually finding that this is doing quite a good job for me. I do still feel like a little bit of wetness, like if I go for a walk or something and it's maybe a little warmer in the afternoon, I can still feel a little bit of that sweat coming through. But this surprisingly absorbs a decent amount of sweat before you start to get to the point where maybe you get like, I don't know, does this happen to anyone else? With natural deodorants, you still have the wetness, obviously. And for me, when I get wet underneath my arms for whatever reason, it's almost like instant rash city. Like, I get massive underarm rashes from wetness. And so that's why I've always stuck with antiperspirants, because I don't want my underarms looking red and inflamed. And that just doesn't feel good. And also it looks weird when you're like out in public and you want to scratch like your armpit meat off because it's just so itchy and irritated, right? This surprisingly is doing a decent job of keeping me fairly dry. But the best part is that it works great as a deodorant. Like, there is no stink at all. Plus, this Toasted Coconut smells kind of good. It's a very, it's like a toasted coconut scent. I think it smells delicious. Honestly, if this were available in a body spray, I'd wear it in a body spray. It smells good. You can also get this fragrance in their body wash, and I have that as well. It's their acidified body wash. That stuff is fabulous. If you haven't tried that, you can also find that at your local Target or, you know, order from their website, whatever. All right, let's do some skin stuff. Okay, so recently busted out because I needed a new face wash at the bathroom sink. So I busted out a backup of my Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Pore Perfecting Cleansing Gel. They say this is for all skin types, but I will say, I think if you have really dry or really sensitive skin, this probably isn't the face wash for you. But if you have normal, combo, or especially oily skin, this is the face wash for you. I actually bought this last year during the Sephora sale. Anyway, it came with a 30 pack of my beloved treatments here. So yeah, I love it when I can get those holiday kits that have like my favorites in them. So anyway, those are fabulous. Still loving those right now. But this as a cleanser, I think is really great for those of us with oily skin. It really does break down that oil beautifully and it leaves my skin feeling clean, but not that like tight, itchy clean feeling where you completely strip everything. It is quite, I guess, gentle for being like an alpha beta cleansing gel. So that being said, big fan, and I sure hope I can find another one of those Dr. Dennis Gross specials this year where I can pop another bad boy into my backup stash, because this is my last one. By the way, this is soap and sulfate free, but it still gives you like a nice kind of lather. You can just tell that it's like getting those pores clean. Now, I do use a first cleanse. Right now, I'm using the Purity from Philosophy, but I'm kind of missing my Pharmacy Green Clean, so I might bust one of those out and put it into the bathroom as well. I like to have variety. I'm big on variety. Okay, this is more of like a, hey, heads up. I recently purchased the new Foreo Kiwi device. So I bought this from the Foreo website. And they also have the Foreo Derma, which is a like a microdermabrasion device. This one is like a pore vacuum type of device. And I know the skincare experts out there are gonna be like, you should never use that on your skin. And I do agree, you have to be very careful with devices like this. But this offers multiple different intensities. It also has some blue LED light technology, and then it has this like T-sonic pulsation thing that most Foreo products have. But anyway, I've only used this once, but I was really impressed with my first use. I got this mostly because while I don't really deal with blackheads anymore, I still sometimes get sebaceous filaments. I mean, I still have enlarged pores. I have pores on my face. Everybody does. Mine used to be significantly larger, so, you know, things still get trapped down there. Man, this will suck all the stuff out of your pores. I found this oddly satisfying to use, and I didn't use it on the highest setting. You don't even need to use a high setting to get pretty good results from this. But another reason that I did purchase this also was because my daughter Stella is getting into her preteen years. She's going to be 12 in February, and this poor girl, while she doesn't break out with a ton of like acne or anything like that at this point, she is getting the blackheads, that was always the bane of my existence. I did get pimples when I was her age, but for the most part, it was the blackheads that really killed me. And back in the early 90s, I didn't know really how to take care of my skin. She's lucky because, you know, she has me, and I will just buy her whatever to help her with her skin problems because I see how that affects her emotionally. So I you know, of all the things that teenagers have to deal with, like, I feel like acne or breakouts or blackheads or whatever, like, I feel like that's a simple thing that I can like help her with to boost her self-confidence a little bit. So anyway, since she is dealing with some blackheads, I want to test this on me first just to make sure that it isn't damaging my skin in any kind of way. And then I also want to teach her how to use this as well. So hopefully it kind of helps her in that blackhead department. I don't know. Stella's kind of tough because she also has a lot of sensitivities about people like touching her face or touching her hair. Like, she's just always been very sensitive to that. So yeah, but we're gonna see if we can get her trained on this, and maybe that'll help her with some of that stuff. So all right, let's talk makeup because I have quite a bit of makeup. Okay, for lips this week, I was mostly alternating between these two. These are both Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipsticks. I think that's what these are. So I have Pillow Talk, which is obviously a staple in her collection, kind of just a pretty rosy nude. And then I also have Very Victoria, which is the one I'm wearing today, which is a little bit more of like a taupey type shade. Anyway, I love both of these. I love the Matte Revolution lipsticks just in general. I also think the packaging's really pretty on these, but you know, that doesn't really matter. Anyway, what I've been doing is putting on my Beloved City Lips Night Oil and then just going over top with a little bit of color from either of these. So I get a bit of color to my lips. So today I have the Pillow Talk on, and gives me almost like a lip gloss type of effect. I just love how hydrating this stuff is, so I've been using it most days in place of other lip glosses. And then pairing just like a lipstick over top, especially a matte lipstick, just gives a really pretty look, and it's much lighter than like having a full-on like matte lip look. So anyway, love that. And it also doesn't feel heavy on the lips, which I like. These on their own can feel a little heavy on the lips, like they're very matte and they're very full coverage. So if you're looking for that kind of look, these are gonna give that to you. All right, I have been loving the Youthforia Pregame Primer for a few weeks now, but I also remembered that I have this primer that I also really enjoy, and I figure I might wanna finish this one. I have hit pan on it, as you can see there in the middle. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin in the Universal shade, so I obviously went for the translucent version, if you will, but they do have colored options in this line as well. This stuff is really quite wonderful for filling in pores and just making your skin look really smooth. I'm wearing it today, and it does also prolong the wear of my makeup. At first I was a little hesitant about this balm type texture, but it's wonderful. Once you apply it on the skin, it does have a little bit of like a dry down. And then once it like dries down, I can go over top with my powder foundation, and the powder foundation doesn't stick or anything like that. Like, it's just, this is a great product. And if you've never tried it, but you've always been curious about it, yes, it prolongs the wear of my makeup. Yes, it helps to smooth the look of my skin, and no, it doesn't break me out or clog my pores in any kind of way. It's a really nice product. So give Danessa Myricks some mad props on the development of this because it's fabulous. Okay, I have a little bit of an anti-haul video that I filmed for, I think I'm gonna put that up on Sunday. I was on the Sephora website and starting to build my cart. This sounds insane. I'm starting to build my cart for the upcoming Sephora fall sale. It always happens around my birthday, so I kind of treat that as like a birthday gift to myself. And I'm forever suckered in by the Hourglass palettes, right? I have a lot of these, and I almost added at least the jellyfish one from their newest holiday releases for this year to my cart, but these are 90 bucks, you guys. And I just thought, you know what, I need to bust out some of the ones that I have. So I pulled out the Ambient Lighting Unlocked Butterfly, which is this bad boy here, and I've been wearing some of the products from this one. You can see this looks barely touched, but I've used it quite a bit. What I will say is that while these palettes are insanely expensive, and the sizes are small, like they're just small, right? Like these are very small. But that being said, man, these products do last forever. Like they just go and go and go. So despite the size, I do still think they're worth investing in if you have the budget for something like this. If you don't, it's fine. You can find other things. But I do really enjoy these. I was also wearing this one this week. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit in Universal Unlocked. So I don't even remember when these came out. Must have been maybe the year before last. But yeah, love these as well. This is a really beautiful shade right here. This is their finishing powder in Radiant Light. So pretty. I love to put that over top of some of the blushes. You can see it just adds a little bit of like a glow to the skin. These are, I love them. They're so pretty. But do I need to keep collecting them? No, probably not, because I have not even finished one of these yet. So anyway, glad to have thought that through a little bit before popping that into my cart. But anyway, look for that video on Sunday. There's a number of things that I had in my cart, and once I really looked at those things, I thought, what am I doing? No, I don't need that. Really, I don't need anything from Sephora, but it's my birthday. Not until November, but when I shop that sale, my attitude is, it's my birthday, which is probably not a healthy attitude, but it's my attitude. Anyway, let me shake off some of the, these are quite powdery, I will admit, but this week I was sporting the Soft Glam palette quite a bit from Natasha Denona. If you're not familiar, it is this beautiful neutral bad boy right here. Absolutely stunning. Love, love, love. Also, I was still wearing a little bit of my Buxom Dolly's Wild Side palette this week as well. Now, this is now a discontinued palette from Buxom, but they do still sell the eyeshadow singles, so you can still put this palette together for yourself. So the shades in here, just to mention them: Wild Nights, Spoiled Sexy, Mink Magnet, Lingerie Lover, Champagne Buzz, and Silk Sheets. And that was going from here to over here. So if you want to put this palette together yourself, you totally can. I just love this thing. Anyway, it pairs really nicely with the Glam palette, so kind of been doing a little bit of a mix of both of these and loving the result. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, I feel like I've mentioned these particular sponges from Real Techniques before, but I really like the texture of this one for applying pressed powder on my skin. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's this really like, it's like a real spongy texture. Can you see that? This type of texture, and it really holds on to powder product well, and then you can really press that into your skin. Sometimes I even make this one slightly damp. I will just spray a little bit of, I have some MAC Fix Plus from like back in the day, and sometimes I'll just lightly mist this and then, you know, like pat it on my towel here, and then that also helps the powder look a little bit more natural when I'm pressing it into the skin. But I really like this sponge. I will say they do seem to, like, if you're not careful, you can take little chunks out of them a little bit more easily. These are not nearly as hardy as their like other, sponge texture. Like this is also a Real Techniques. Like this one is much more dense, if you will. This is much more light. So Anyway, I really like all of the Real Technique sponges. What is your favorite sponge? Like, I definitely enjoy the original Beauty Blender, but I don't know, I feel like the Real Techniques are just as good. There's another one I want to try from Eco Tools that I've heard a lot about, so maybe if you've tried the Eco Tools one, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that one, but I can easily pop into Ulta and pick that up, so I might be doing that coming up here, because there's a few of my sponges that are definitely nearing the end of their life, and I should probably put them out of their misery. But anyway, that is all that I have for you guys today. Let me know what your plans are for the weekend in the comments down below. We're gonna be doing some soccer stuff on our end, and that's about it. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Let me know if you have any questions, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new, and I will definitely see you this weekend for some random content. All right, take care. Toodaloo.